Pick a goal, focus on it with total obsession. You got to pick a goal that you're passionate about, that you can be obsessed about, and just keep going at it. And things that are in your way, you just work around it. You work on mobilizing, you work on dieting, you work on sleeping better, whatever it might be that might be impeding your ability to get to that point. Training while hurt. How to find a motivation to train when you are in pain, when you can't do the exercises you want, and you can't make the progress you want to make. God, I wish you could just keep training, keep squatting, keep benching, keep deadlifting, keep working on accessories, and just keep getting stronger. And you're not going to be able to because you're running into problems. That's the reason why you're watching this video. How do you train? How do you find the motivation to train, exercise, lift weights so that you don't get hurt? And I'll keep it real simple, is that you need to find a different focus. You need to find a different thing so that when you get healthy again, when you start feeling better again, that you can go back to the thing that you love. Like, I love deadlifting, I love squatting, I love benching, I love these things, but in the meantime, I can't do those things, or I can't do them the way I want to, so I'm going to have to make adjustments. So this is what you have to do. If you're having this issue, is that you're going to have to make adjustments. One of the subscribers at the gym, Eric, he said, I'm going to do some bro stuff because he's hurt too. And that's kind of what I've been doing. A lot of overhead pressing, a lot of lateral raises, a lot of rows and lats, back work. And that's one way of looking at it. It might not be the best way to keep you motivated, but it's one way to look at it. Another way that I kind of want to talk about as I was training today was work on a specific skill. And for me, as I said in my previous video, when I talked about Dan Green, Rich Froning, and Johnny Candido, how they move so well, I talked about full range of motion. And that's kind of what you want to work on, full range of motion. Find out where you're missing range of motion so that you can train the way you want again. Or you can start training the way once you get healthy, you can train the way you want. And understand that if you're trying to squat ass to grass, squat below parallel, or press something up overhead, or bench press lots of weight, you're going to have full shoulder flexibility. Because if you don't, it's just a matter of time before you get hurt as you get stronger. Like if your goal was to just kind of maintain your strength and not get stronger, there's a good chance that you're going to be okay. But if you push the envelope, trying to push your 1 repetition max, there's a good chance you will get hurt. So it's kind of realizing that you got to make the smarter decision. So if you, like for me, if I really wanted to quit powerlifting, I could. I won't, but if I could though. I could quit powerlifting and I'd focus on I could switch to bodybuilding or whatever, right? But the problem is I don't find that fun. I don't find that enjoyable. And so everything I do sort of is driven towards powerlifting. It's driven towards doing the things that I want to do. And one of the things that will help me get better at powerlifting is Olympic lifting. Now, not in the way that you might think. Because what I'm really thinking about when I think about Olympic lifting, I'm thinking about range of motion. I'm thinking about mobility, getting your hands above your head, right? The demands of being able to hold a snatch, do an overhead squat, do a front rack, squat ass to grass, require significant mobility demands. And when I push myself to those ranges of motion or close to my end ranges, if I use heavy weight, I'm going to get hurt. So by default, what's going to happen is if I choose to focus on these movements, I'm going to be able to work on range of motion. And I'm going to basically figure out and fix my shortcomings in my ankles and my shoulders. And that's kind of where I'm going right now. That's kind of where my mind is. I just haven't filmed a lot of whole workouts because I don't know what I want to film because I'm just kind of fucking around in the gym. I don't know what I'm doing. Well, I do know what I'm doing, but I don't have any particular, like I'm not squatting. Like, see in my previous videos, I would like commentary on like what I was lifting and I would do some philosophy and some life stuff and just talk about training, diet and whatnot. Now I'm kind of like in this sort of nowhere land zone. Like I can't keep moving in that direction and it's frustrating. And you got to find a way to stay focused. And the thing that got me focused in powerlifting so much was that I was improving my total, improving my deadlift, improving my squat, finding out the little details of what's wrong with it. Now I'm at a point where I need to focus on staying healthy so that I can go back to powerlifting when I'm healthy again and focus on now getting full range of motion. When you don't have full range of motion in your shoulder, it's going to compensate over time. It's going to mess up your bench. It's going to mess up your shoulder during bench press. It's going to mess up your shoulder during squats eventually as you add more weight on the bar. And so keep this in mind that for me to train, to keep me motivated, maybe to keep you motivated, maybe the same as me, is to focus on a skill. Because bodybuilding, if you love bodybuilding, you love pumping your muscles and you love doing reps and sets, you love it and you enjoy it, then I do it, you know. And part of me just wants to do that, but I don't think I can keep it up because I just don't enjoy building my body in that physical way. I don't enjoy the monotony of it. I do some of it still. I'm going to get into it again, but understand that that's probably the best approach. Working on rear delts, working on shoulders, lateral raises, overhead pressing, lots of rows, lots of back extensions, core exercises, you know, maybe some hamstring curls, maybe some light mornings, maybe some light RDLs. Those are the great things, or even machine leg press, to do things to sort of build your muscles up so that when you get back to powerlifting, or when I get back to powerlifting, I have more muscle in my body, I'm stronger, and my muscles are pretty well activated. But like I said, I don't enjoy that as much, so I'm going to do kind of more towards Olympic lifting because there's a skill to focus on. That's working on positions of a clean, positions of a snatch, positions of an overhead squat, positions of a front squat. And that's what the focus is. Focus on finding a way to sort of find something that you can get better at. It's like you're drawing this picture and you're just trying to add to this picture, and you're continuing to add to the art. You know, your body is a piece of artwork, and I guess in bodybuilding, your body is like a piece of art, right? And you're trying to build it up. But I find enjoyment in getting better at shooting a basketball. I suck at basketball, but I'm just saying, like, that's what I mean. Like getting better at a front rack, making this easier to hold a front squat, overhead squat, snatch. So that's kind of where my focus is going to be. Now, I'm not saying that you have to do that, but you got to find something where you're focused on a skill on a regular basis so that you can get better and better and better, and that you can feel achievement, because that's what it is. It's being able to somehow not be so focused on just working out, because that's the problem with most of my clients, most people I work with, is that they don't think about working out. They don't think about getting better. They some of them do, but very few do. They got too much stuff going on in their life. They don't think about like trying to get better at working out. And getting better at working out sucks. You know, it's getting better at a clean, getting better at a snatch, getting better at an overhead squat. You know, and that's kind of like what you need to do. If you're having trouble and you can't do the things you want to do, get better at things that require high levels of skill. And you just got to find something, you know, muscle ups, for example. Maybe you can do pull-ups, body weight exercises, maybe kettlebell work, something where you can continue to improve yourself in a way where you feel like that you're doing something else other than exercise. It's not just a meditation, which it is for me. It's not just a stress relief, which is just for me. It's not just a way to make myself healthy and strong. It's a way for me to get better at something very specific. And with powerlifting, why I love this so much was because I'm very focused on that one thing. And I'm getting better at the deadlift, getting better at the squat, getting better at the bench. And now with not being able to do those things, I'm having to focus on feeling better, which is not exactly fun. There's nothing for me to do. So I'm sort of like gravitating towards, okay, let me see if I can learn how to clean and snatch. I mean, I'm not going heavy at all. I'm just trying to see if I can hold positions so that I can prove that I have full range of motion, which means I'm actually spending more time trying to practice position and improving my practice of movement. So those are my thoughts. Find a way to get, because that's what it is with training. I mean, I'm rambling here again, but exercise itself is typically boring if you don't have something to build on. And it's easy when you're focused on the deadlift because that's what you're focused on. But when it comes to, like, for example, getting better at, you know, a deadlift or a squat, it takes your mind away from the pain, because if you're just deadlifting weight just to deadlift weight, it's not fun. It's painful. It's terrifying, right? But when you have this goal in your mind, like I do, to deadlift 600 pounds, to do this big goal, it takes a life of its own, and then the pain is just part of the process, but you don't even care about it because you're so focused on the goal. And that's what it is. And I mean, I guess you can summarize this video as me saying, pick a goal, focus on it with total obsession. And the problem is, you got to pick a goal that you're passionate about, that you can be obsessed about, and just keep going at it. And things that are in your way, you just work around it. You work on mobilizing, you work on dieting, you work on sleeping better, whatever it might be that might be impeding your ability to get to that point. And that's kind of like what I wanted to say. I hope that was clear. Thanks for watching. Leave a comment below if you share this experience. If you're hurt and you can't train the way you want, tell me what you're doing to keep you training hard, because that's the hardest part. If you can't train hard, how do you train hard enough? Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next video.